All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here. This is Wednesday afternoon, April 24th. This week is actually flying by pretty fast. Great to see all of our students and members alike. And although it's flying by fast, actually, we've had a bunch of great opportunities each and every day of the week, including today. Let's just get a quick sound check to begin. Make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. And out the gate, I know I'm good to go. Leda, right there on first the punch. John as well. Margaret, Laureen, Ray, Irving, all of our students joining us. Every one of us. Great to have Danny, Jeff, Barbara, Greg, Ray. I said before, I think. Who's above Ray? Scott. There we go. Missed out on Scott there. So with that said, folks, hey, we got the phase 1 class continuing and finishing up today, actually, for the month of April. We'll resume that going into next month, May. But obviously, even tomorrow, we'll begin the phase 2 stock course. That's more live market interaction with myself. So looking forward to it. But before we move forward to phase 2, we got to talk all about journaling. Not just, how to journal and why it's so important to journal, but ultimately how it creates better traders, more profitable traders here in our room, myself, and just, I could just tell you different success stories from traders that I've coached over the years personally. So with that said, hey, most traders likely have their eyes still on Tesla. And I don't mean like traders here in our room. I mean like just in general outside of CTU land, actually, because hey, it's a name brand stock. Elon, most people follow what he says for good or for bad, for up or for down. This isn't going anywhere, though. This trade's not moving too well, right? It's not too attractive at this point. It popped yesterday. It popped at the open. It pulled back, a little long, a little short. But now at this point, it is not really too advantageous for us to follow. So that is where I'll tell you, we were following a few other trades earlier today. Why am I? Talk about this one to begin. It's up like nearly 50%. It popped just before. So now at this stage, as I turn back to it here, it's not looking as clean now. It's actually a very cheap stock that we normally, wouldn't really follow as much below $1. It ended up making a pretty strong move up to that point, then broke above it. A little push, but now at this stage, right, I kind of pulling back. It's not looking as sharp. I actually thought it would be looking a lot better at this time. So pass on it now, but hey, there's other trades out there. MULN from earlier today, more so after the market opened up. And actually, quick shout to Fausto here. I know that he mentioned this on our social media channels here earlier today. But just a matter of being inside our trading room, because we'll post all this stuff on social media afterwards, kind of like I told you so there. But Fausto inside our live trading room, he posted this at 11:07 Eastern time this morning. If you're a student inside our room, you'll see that popping up there on the top right. Try and get this up on the recording here right now on our streams right now, but it pays to be a member inside our trading room. Fausto at 11:07 saying, I have a funny feeling this MULN will continue to make a pop at some point today. Of course, we were focused on it all throughout the opening bell there prior, but just goes to say that there's a good chance to see continuation on this stock. And we ended up getting a new move after, right? It was shortly after that point. It was head on, got the next wave up from 375 up to 4. And even at this point, it's still trying to linger. It's still trying to, build a little support here and there, push back up. So I hope that it does for my own sake. You can see on the bottom right there. But, if it ends up breaking below 375, I'm out. And either way, the reason I'm interested in this stock, and of course Fausto was as well, is because this thing took a huge hit. I don't think it was a $400,000 stock back in 2020. I know that for a fact it wasn't, because we were actually trading it back then, folks. It's been reverse split over and over and over and over. Kind of reminds you of a trade, right? Kind of reminds you of WISA, right? That was the trade that we had from last week. It ended up making a hell of a pop. And it's actually still pushing a little bit here today, believe it or not, here, the WISA stock. But to get back to MULN, you don't want to hold your breath expecting that push, because if it's not going to make that big move up, it's going to make a big move. I guarantee you that part of it, right? It'll be a big move the other way. So, you know what? MULN, I'll add to our watch list just for right now. Put it back on our list for the time being. If it craps out below the VWAP, craps out below 375, and especially during this meeting, I'll just kind of scrap it. But, hey, we have class ahead. Like I said, I want to make sure that all of our students and myself have enough time to prep, get ready. So, without further ado, I think that's, hold on, my numbers, my dyslexia. There we go. There we go. All right, so what do we got here? CSSEP. That is one funky looking ticker. I'm afraid to even click this thing. Yeah, normally when you see like a 5-letter ticker like that, or not even like that, 5-letter ticker normally is pretty rare to begin with, but something that you normally don't see and haven't really traded ever, it's like, oh, what the hell is that? Yeah, this isn't looking too healthy. I mean, it's up a lot, I guess, today, but bad spread given the price. So we'll pass on this trade. The air trade, this was a good one. Ooh, little Fibonacci you see there from my side. How about that? How about that? Well, there's a reason I had that up. It made a clean extension earlier, so I wanted to see where it could pull back down to. And in lieu of seeing support resistance, I think perhaps maybe I wrote this earlier myself, give myself a little shout here. But, I said earlier I was looking for this to try and make a good hold off of $1 as support. At 124 Eastern time, I wrote AIRE $1 would be a good level for support, to look for support. So, it's actually there now. Pulled back down to it, kind of kissed right above it there. I'll put this back on our list in hopes of a new move. Doesn't hurt. Low risk in terms of at least making sure you set your stop, but low risk in terms of the spread, liquidity. BOF, ooh, okay, so moving, it's like not even moving back up. It's like crawling back up at that. But, one of our traders had messaged me earlier. He's like, I'm in this trade right now. What do you think? And I love when students ask me that. I mean, my student Abdul knew right away, like, I can't give him direct advice, buy, sell, whatever. But like, he's looking for a caddy. He's looking for a little second opinion here on it. So basically to say, like, whenever a stock just craps out as badly as it does here at 1 o'clock, I just say that's it. Just done. I'm moving on from it. He had a good level here because from earlier you could just see strong support off of $1.80, maybe a little bit above it. But I guess it's crawling back up to 190 now. I'm not so interested in it just yet. Normally, a stock like this is either way just exhausted. They're trading 101 million shares total on the day. When was the last time it traded that much volume? Yeah, this stock trades barely any volume on a day-to-day basis, folks. We're talking like 6,000, 34,000 shares. I could probably trade 34,000 shares total across my entire day for all the trades I take, up and down, left and right. So that goes to say that this stock here, BOF, is going. I mean, if it ends up popping back up, we'll call it out after. We'll have to regain our trust again, but for right now, not so much. MULN. I'm sorry, the YMI trade first, MULN after. This one's at least on our list for the time being. All right, so there's a lot of just junk out there to begin on the gainer side. Really, we got like 2 stocks so far, but MTC, nothing really too special on this one for right now. Riley, a little active chart here and there, but the order book I'm not too impressed by. Tesla, we talked about even just before as we started this meeting. So it gets us back to WISA. No, just tanked, just crapped out there, shook back below the VWAP price right now, spread opening up. Even this one now will pass on. Looks like MULN starting to pull back a little bit here for the time being. AMRX. Oh, man. All right. So I'll tell you what, for all of our students here in chat right now, just let me know if anything else is looking good across the gainer side. Grant, Michael, Laureen, Jeff, Danny, etc. So last one I'll check out at least. Viru. Oh, this thing's going nowhere. All right. To the loser side we go. See if there's any good trades here, whether a dead cat bounce or a possible short. As my, oh man, right on cue for all of our students inside our live trading room. Running joke for the day has been my tree cutters outside my, this are actually right back as I did this. Convenient. They have it out for me, I think. I think they know I'm on at like 9:30 in the morning every morning and 2:30 in the afternoon, so they might have it out for me. If you don't hear them, that's fine, but whew, it's loud here. All right, so see if there's any good shorts for the time being, then we'll wrap up, make sure that we're good to go for class. Spotify down big today, right? I thought they had their earnings yesterday. They had the big gap up, then they had pulled back. So it's really continuing the drop from yesterday in the afternoon. I feel like they're just like walking up to my window right now. All right, let's finish this thing on up then. So, hey, all together, Irving, Ray, Greg, all of us right now in chat. Let me know if anything else is looking good. Otherwise, we shall call it. Skip asking anyone having issues with buying MULN on TradeStation. I was in from earlier, so if there's some like issue with like trading it, like some restriction on it, that wouldn't surprise me just because that does happen from stock to stock. But I didn't have to. That wasn't the case for me earlier, at least, Skip. So if they're locking that up, I mean, I've seen that happen on Kodak, KODK. That's happened to me where I wasn't able to trade it. What do I say regarding AIRE from Wendy? Let's take a look back on that. I was looking for support to hold at 1. Did so far. Back over the VWAP. And, it's on our list for the time being. Hoping for it to make a nice move back up. We got an 85,000 share iceberg. I didn't see that until now, Wendy. So right at 120, big resistance. I know your high of the day is at 124, but big iceberg out there at 120. From Joyce Hertz, HTZ, it's up 5%. Good order book within our price range. Definitely doesn't hurt for us to put Hertz on our watch list. It's a small little gap fill opportunity on the daily chart here. It's like 582, 583. It's not going to get us a whole lot. Now, the thing with Hertz that I would like about it, that I do like about it, I'm like, oh, okay, is that it's a well-known company. Like every one of us knows Hertz. And what that means is there's probably traders out there on like, Reddit, the Wall Street Bet people out there, all those people out there. We don't need them, but it's just to say, in this case, them pumping the stock up in lieu of it being up 4 or 5% at the highs, it might pop up on their radars coming up. Not a bad thought. 1 + 1 = 2, right? So we've seen that happen before with AMC, where in the afternoon AMC made a nice little run and then it continued. Weight Watchers, WW, and they're not looking good today. I'm just saying from previous examples. All those meme stocks, as we would call them. So, yeah, I could add Hertz. Definitely doesn't hurt. We only got 2 stocks on our list so far as well. So that makes it 3 at least. All right. So anything else then? I'm open to suggestions, folks. I won't be trading with you. I'll be in class as well, most of us at least, right? But, otherwise, for anyone else not joining me, hopefully we can build out a good watch list for you. Last call, folks. Anything else looking good? I'll take a look at Benzinga Pro, as we said earlier. Love Benzinga Pro. Showed the news feed in class earlier this morning. Talked about direct offerings, hence that right there. All right, what do we got? TWG up a little bit there. There's the air trade. I guess Tesla trying to go back up a little bit. All right, so I guess we'll do TWG, and I think that'll pretty much do it, right? Yikes. All right. Well, when we're getting charts like looking like this, I think that's my cue. I think that's our cue to finish up and head into class, right? Tesla ETF here. This not looking too good. Wendy, that's the line of the day. I love that. That's like a Lita Friday riddle type of thing right there. Actually, not. That's like a good pun. I love that. Doesn't hurts to add Hertz HTZ. There we go. I love that. That's beautiful. All right. So, folks, with that said, we are going to finish up. Let me know if you have any other questions just heading into class. And then if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, at Cyber Trading, you popping up on the lower left. On the top left, you'll see there a QR code. Just scan that with your phone, with your camera. Get your week-long access to our live trading room. Hey, especially if you've been watching us on our social streams for a little while now, and if you haven't joined just yet, you're missing out on all of the camaraderie, all of the action. My colleague Rich will be tagging in for me heading into 3 o'clock, and then most of our students at least will be with me in class. But we'll go from there, folks. All right, best of luck trading.